Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday. So you know what that means. We're going to have another segment of our hidden gems every Tuesday. We are here at 7 p.m. to highlight our black and brown businesses, our community leaders, and folks in our community that are doing amazing things to impact community. With that being said, I'm excited today, community, because it's something about when you have calls to actions. You never know who's listening. You never know who's paying attention. There's somebody out there that's like, I'm moved, I'm lifted. I've been really receiving some phenomenal calls from some folks. I don't know what's going on. I got to give a shout out to all my Deltas out there. Big Red. I don't know if it's the red both sides of the conversation logo. I don't know if it's red. I don't know if it's the red. But my Delta sisters, I'm just telling you, they doing their thing out there. They say, Bishop, I'm coming to support you, man. I got some phenomenal calls. Some folks is coming to help the bishop in the work that we're doing because people see the work that we're doing. We've been calling them out. You can't just be walking around talking about your sorority and climbing the educational ladder and the corporate ladder and forget about the people. I don't know what it is. But when you call people out, they start to pick up the phone and call. Hey, Bishop, I'm gonna call you. We gonna get this going. So I'm looking forward to some of the great amazing folks that's looking to come impact community with us, step and stand with the bishop. I'm excited. Some new things coming, some new people, community. It's some folks that want to make impact. Shout out to my folks out there in the East Bay, East Oakland, deep East Oakland. My folks be reaching out. They be calling me, Bishop. We got some things going on. To all my people in Oakland, watch out. There's some connections happening. We coming to bless some of the people in Oakland too, because you know what? This Bay Area is all of ours, and we got to make it better. But with that being said, heavy hearts. The war has started in Israel. Many folks across the Bay Area are impacted as we are a diverse community, and we have brothers and sisters from Palestinian backgrounds, Israel backgrounds, and when tragic situations and conflict happen, when loss of humanity happen because of the barbaric ways of the world, okay, just things happening. Folks are impacted. So it's a lot of heavy hearts. A lot of folks are paying attention to what's going on in the world. Right now, the world is in a crisis, and we got work to do as community as we try to bring love and humanity back to this great world that we walk in. And, it's just tragic to see all of the things that's taking place, watching what's going on here locally. When we talk about this Sunday's conversation, how do we stop gun violence in our community? This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but it's also about violence in our community. So many ways that violence impact our community. We've had a violent week here in the Bay Area, in San Francisco and in Oakland and across the Bay Area when it comes to gun violence. And it's just erupted in our communities as financial systems become strained, community resources become impacted, and folks are doing things that are in desperate need. And it's just tragic to see what's going on. Community, we're going to have this conversation. I'm calling out all the brothers of the community. We got to come talk to our young brothers. We got to get involved. We got to find a way. All the gatekeepers out there, all the organizations that got resources, okay? This is the time to unleash your resources in our communities to help our young people out, help some of the community folks out right now as folks are dealing with massive layoffs, financial concerns, and different things of that nature as we are approaching the winter months. As you guys can see, the nights is getting shorter. Time is going back an hour. It was raining today here in the Bay Area. We're getting ready for early winter as I see it coming. So we got to get ready to start helping our community, especially our unhoused folks, as the temperatures start to drop, food needs, clothing needs, and all these needs really become very important with all of the evictions taking place, some of the legislative processes that are now going through. Folks are being evicted at a higher rate than ever in California here. So community, we got some work to do. All of our folks in community, nonprofits, businesses who have resources, now's the time to open up your doors and your arms to help give back and impact community. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Brother Mark, we are here another Tuesday. The voice is here. How you feeling, brother? What's going on? Talk to the people.
Well, Bishop, first of all, community, absolute love and peace, blessings going out to everybody in the community. I'm much like you, Bishop. My heart has been very heavy. It actually started before the war and everything going on in Israel. There's just so much going on. It seems like it's almost a concerted, almost intentional way that the economic pressures that have been levied against the community, the social pressures, the violence, and it just seems like everything seems to be coming down on the community all at once. And I know people are tired. But I'm glad that we have the opportunity, like tonight on Hidden Gems, just to be able to bring a little bit of levity, some bright spots to showcase some people that are doing amazing and wonderful things in the community. So I just want to keep the community encouraged. Don't give up, because the power truly is in the people. And for those who do have resources and the ability to move things around, I implore you, do what's right, not just what's in your best interest.
Man, yeah, phenomenal. This is my favorite segment of the week. People always know that we get to introduce new businesses to our community and some phenomenal folks. And it's positivity, because there's so much negativity happening around us. It's always great to hear some positive things happening. And yes, man, we got a lot of work. A lot of folks are losing loved ones, not only to breast cancer, but a number of these medical issues that impact Black and brown community. When we talk about diabetes, when we talk about stroke, heart attacks, community, we got to have a real conversation about our eating habits and the things that we're doing to help uplift each other. And I'm excited to be running into a couple of medical folks that want to come on here and talk about some of the things that our community need to be aware of. And I'm trying to reach these nutritionists folks. All my nutritionists out there, come talk to the people. We need some new meals, okay? I'm looking for some nutritionists out there, okay? If you into dietary things and you into eating healthy, I need you to come on and do a PowerPoint presentation to help educate our community and give them some tips of some healthy meals that they could cook and things that they could be mindful of, as we are the highest community, Black and brown, when it comes to these health disparities in our community. When we talk about what's going on health-wise across the Bay Area and beyond, it is terrible. And we have to bring it to a light. We have to name it. We have to uplift it. And we also have to bring the professional folks on here to give us that inside information that sometimes we don't get. With that being said, Sister Io, you here, Miss Io? What's going on, Queen? Talk to the people.
Good evening, community. Happy Tuesday. Happy Hidden Gems Tuesday. Very excited for this show this evening. We have two phenomenal guests. And yes, I was actually scheduled to be going to Egypt and to Jerusalem this month. And by the means of God and God alone, our trip got postponed right before we found out about the war. So, that was divine intervention for sure, as well as it being, Breast Cancer Awareness Month and Domestic Violence Awareness Month, both which are very near and dear to me. I lost a cousin this year due to domestic violence, and I lost one of my grandmothers due to breast cancer awareness. And on top of that, coming with the heavy heart, I lost my uncle yesterday due to complications from a surgery. So I'm glad to be here, shedding some light with some wonderful people, and changing direction, transitioning, and I'm excited for tonight's show.
Wow. Thank you for being here. My condolences. My prayers. See, I pray for my team, y'all. See, I am the bishop. I pray for my team. See, I think that prayer of just protecting my people, God said, you ain't going to Egypt yet. You still here with the community. And Iowa Mark is taking over. I'm getting kicked out, community, okay? I'm not even noticed anymore, okay? Everywhere I go now. Everybody said, where Io at? I said, hold on, I'm here. What you mean? Where's Io at? They don't even want to see me no more. I'm going into hiding, okay? Oh, you take over the community. They don't even want to talk to the bishop no more, okay? Where I go, where's Io at? I want to talk to I said, I'll be here next time, okay? Leave me alone. Get away from me, okay? I got to watch out now. They don't want to talk to me no more. Everybody's looking for you and Mark, all right? I'm giving the platform up to them. They can have it, okay? The bishop, I'm going into hiding, okay? I'm hiding somewhere because I can't get no respect and love anymore. Everybody
don't do it, Bishop. Don't do it. Don't do it, Bishop.
It's a team effort.
We need
we just step in when you got to go out and be in community other places. That's it.
It ain't the same without you, Bishop.
Y'all go ahead. They're gonna have plenty. I know. I love my team, and I always thank you all for supporting. Next couple of weeks, we are tackling issues in our community. We're gonna be out organizing. I'm talking to the businesses in Bayview. We're getting ready to do some organizing in Bayview. Get ready. We got some breaking news coming out of Bayview, but we about to do some stuff. All right, get ready, community. We coming. We got some stuff going on. All right, With that being said, we'll get it rolling. We got 2 hidden gems tonight, community. So it shouldn't be an overly long show. I know last week we had a powerful show. It went for 2 hours. It was like, whoa, it was so good. Why did y'all stop? All right, I don't know. I want to say this to the community. I know people was calling me this Sunday. I don't know what happened. We had a technical difficulty with our live stream. Somehow we got kicked off. People was pissed off. The conversation was getting great. About 10 minutes before we got cut off, it was some powerful stuff being said. Then we got kicked off. We apologize, community. Stuff happened. This is digital media. I don't know. Things happen, but we'll make sure we keep an eye on everything and make sure things is working out. But again, great conversation. Want to give a huge shout out to Black Women Revolt and Jafria coming on this past weekend as we continue to tackle domestic violence. Phenomenal resources, amazing work that they're doing to help women who've been impacted with domestic violence and really educating and uplifting our community. So again, thank you to Jafria. Thank you to all of the amazing folks who was a part of this past weekend conversation as we continue to move forward in this month as we deal with gun violence this Sunday, and then we'll be dealing with breast cancer for the end of the month. And we're looking forward. We have some phenomenal doctors and some survivors and some folks who want to talk about awareness and being prepared and doing the pre-work. Okay, go test, ladies. Go get checked, brothers, because it's real. It's happening in our community. So we're gonna have a great conversation on that. With that being said, I'm gonna turn it over to Mark to get through our news, and we'll pass it over to Al to get through our announcements, and then we'll bring up these phenomenal gems. Be patient, community. Y'all been asking for the resources and information. We're gonna give it to you. Go ahead, brother Mark. Take off.
All right, you got it. Let's go ahead and jump into the headlines. And our first headline, Kaiser Permanente announces layoffs in San Francisco Bay Area and Southern California. Kaiser Permanente has announced layoffs across several locations in the San Francisco Bay Area and Southern California. This move follows a significant 3-day strike and ongoing labor negotiations with its workers. The healthcare provider plans to lay off a total of 49 employees by November 10th, according to WARN notices. Kaiser states the layoffs stem from transitioning a human resources service to an external firm. Affected employees will be provided opportunities to apply for other roles within the company or receive a comprehensive separation package. The company has reassured that these layoffs won't impact patient services, and no union represented employees will be affected. Also in the headlines, Cruise wanted to put a hydrogen tank 215 feet from a school. What could have gone wrong? Cruise, an autonomous vehicle company, has proposed placing a 97,359 cubic foot hydrogen tank approximately 215 feet from Big City Montessori School in San Francisco to generate electricity for a charging station for its vehicles. This proposal raised safety concerns among city officials and experts due to the flammable nature of hydrogen and the proximity to a school. While Cruise initially claimed the facility would be temporary, potentially lasting 2 to 8 years, the company later revealed that it dropped plans for the hydrogen tank in April. The electricity needed for charging will now be sourced sooner than anticipated, eliminating the need for such temporary solutions. Also in the headlines, San Francisco Drug Crisis Commission hasn't held a meeting for months. San Francisco's Behavioral Health Commission, tasked with overseeing the city's response to drug and mental health crises, has been inactive for over 7 months due to a lack of members. Out of the 17 seats on the commission, only 6 are currently occupied, meaning they lack the quorum necessary to hold meetings and exercise their authority. This body, which reviews programs run by the city's behavioral health department with a $592 million annual budget, has had vacant seats for months as city leaders fail to appoint new members. The commission's co-chair, Balam Vigil, has continued to serve past the expiration of his term, while a seat for a Board of Supervisors member has been empty since January 2022. And in global news, no one feels safe. Palestinians in fear as Israeli airstrikes in Gaza kill at least 490 women and children. Following a Saturday incursion by Hamas, Israeli forces have struck hundreds of targets in Gaza. Since the onset of these hostilities, Palestinian officials report that at least 900 people, including 260 children and 230 women, have been killed in Gaza, with another 4,500 wounded. In contrast, Israel has seen 900 fatalities with 2,600 injuries. Civilians in Gaza live in fear due to the absence of bomb shelters and the ongoing airstrikes. With limited egress options, thousands in Gaza are displaced, taking refuge in schools while hospitals grapple with the surge of injuries. The Israeli Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, has also declared a blockade on necessities entering Gaza. And that'll do it for the news. I'll pass it over to you, Io, for events.
Great news updates. Also, we got to let the community know the Warriors and the WNBA reached their agreement. We're going to get a WNBA team here in San Francisco, as well as the All-Star game. It's going to be coming here. They're working out the last logistics, but I think it's going to be signed. So San Francisco, Bay Area, let's get ready to be excited. We have a great All-Star weekend coming up soon. And we'll have a WNBA team here in the city so we can cheer on some young queens playing hoops and having a good time. All right, Sister Al, get into the events. Let the community know what's going on, where they need to be at.
All right, so this week we have SF Parental Coalition Community Meeting, Fixing the SFUSD Budget, with special guest Lakeisha Young, founder and CEO of Parent Group Oakland Reach. Learn about the SFUSD budget crises and make your voice heard. Wednesday, October 11th, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., Southeast Community Center, 1550 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. SF Rebels presents the SF High and Middle School Night Fair, October 11th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the SF Boys and Girls Club, Don Fisher Clubhouse, located at 380 Fulton Street in San Francisco. This event is open to all 5th and 8th graders. Come and learn about your application process and financial aid from San Francisco area top schools. Join the conversation at the YMCA Men's Harambe Cuts Shop Talk for ages 14 and up with complimentary refreshments and swag. Thursday, October 12th, 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Bayview YMCA, 1601 Lane Street in San Francisco. Be Magic will host the 40th National Night Out, October 13th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Ruth Williams Opera House located at 4705 3rd Street, or the Joseph Lee Rec Center located at 1598 Oakdale Avenue in San Francisco. There will be a kids zone, free food, resource fair, talent show, and more. For more information, please register at the link below. Join WOCAN on Brownica Friday for an evening of food, fellowship, and conversation with Chantel Herndon, D1 City Council candidate on October 13th from 4:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. And bring a bottle of something brown or whatever you prefer. Fellowship will begin at 4:30 p.m. and speakers at 6:30 p.m. Free WOCAN members and first timers. Discover CCSF for 12th grade families Saturday, October 14th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Ocean Campus at 50 Frida Kahlo Way in San Francisco. In the multi-use building 140, come out and learn why City College of San Francisco is a great choice. Wham Fest invites vendors to apply for a space at the Western Edition Music Festival featuring Najee, The Stylistics, Blue Magic, and more. The event will be held on Saturday, October 14th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Fillmore Street from Gary to Turk in San Francisco. Thousands will attend. Spaces are limited, so please apply at the link below. Push Dance Company Sanctuary Grand Opening will be Sunday, October 15th, 2023 at 447 Mina Street in San Francisco. International Shakeout Day, October 19th, 2023, join in on the world's largest earthquake drill. All Good in the Hood, Pumpkin Patch, free community pumpkin giveaway, Friday, October 20th, 3 to 6 p.m. at 1605 Gerald Avenue. All Good Pizza, DJ, TC, live in the mix, glass blowing, and more. Join SFUSD for the 2024-2025 Pre-K to 12 Enrollment Fair on Saturday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at John O'Connell High School, located at 2355 Folsom Street in San Francisco. Meet our schools, learn how to apply, learn about language programs, special education, and more. There will be food, music, and childcare available. Also, free book giveaway, and you can enter to win a grocery gift card. YCD presents the second annual District 10 Safety Plans Violence Prevention Peace Rally. There will be food, vendors, raffles, music, and more. Saturday, October 21st, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Monarch Gardens, 428 11th Street in San Francisco. Come out and enjoy Healing Through Laughter, featuring Corey Monroe, Marvelous Lucas, and Craig Cook Sullivan, with an appearance by Shaman Walton on October 21st at the Peralta's Comedy Showcase, located at 2007 16th Street at Utah in San Francisco. Howard LLC is hosting the 100 Bowls of Delicious Gumbo event to support the phenomenal youth organization. Us for Us Bay Area. Show your support. Pre-order a delicious bowl of gumbo for $15 and pick it up on October 21st from 12 to 4 p.m. at District 6, located at 428 11th Street in San Francisco. Join the Shipyard Trust for Artists for Shipyard Open Studios on October 21st and 22nd from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the historic Hunters Point, Shipyard, located at 451 Galvez Avenue in San Francisco. There will be 130 plus artists, food vendors, live music, art, kids and art auction. Admission, that was a tongue twister. Admission and parking are free. The First Responders Career Pathways Fair invites those who are interested in becoming an EMT, nurse, firefighter, or paramedic to come out and meet local community-based organizations and city and county departments to learn about First Responders Career Pathways programs. On Sunday, October 22nd, noon to 5 p.m. at the San Francisco City Hall North Court, located at 1 Dr. Carlton B. Goodlit Place in San Francisco. Join Fathers to Founders for Fatherhood Reimagined Therapy Group Session, held every Tuesday night, 6 to 7:30 p.m., ongoing beginning October 24th at 232 6th Street in San Francisco. There will be food served at each session. The San Francisco Alliance of Black School Educators invites you to the 14th annual BSU Summit 2023 on Friday, October 27th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. at the Milton Marks Conference Center, located at 455 Golden Gate Avenue in San Francisco. Youth empowerment, free breakfast and lunch, games and prizes. Students must register at the link below. San Francisco Safe will have a Halloween candy explosion on Saturday, October 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is free and the event will include food, carnival games, music, and more at Gilman Park, 903 Gilman Ave in San Francisco. Join Interaction for Bayview Uncorked Southeast San Francisco celebration on Saturday, November 11th. From 1 to 5 p.m. at Pier 70, Building 12, located at 822nd Street in San Francisco. Visit the Farmers Market located at the Southeast Community Center at 1550 Evans Avenue, San Francisco, every Thursday now to November 30th, 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. They accept cash, debit, and EBT. San Francisco NAACP celebrates 95 years of service at the annual Freedom Fund Gala, December 1st at the Hyatt Regency Grand Ballroom, located at 5 Embarcadero Street in San Francisco. Reception starts at 6 p.m. with dinner and program to follow. This year's keynote speaker is Dr. Frederick D. Haynes III, president of the Rainbow Push Coalition. Single tickets are $150 and tables of 10 are $1,500. OMI Cultural Participation Projects The Lion King, Friday, December 8th, 7:30 p.m. at the Orpheum Theater, 1192 Market Street in San Francisco. The San Francisco Reparations Advisory Committee cordially invites you to be a part of the conversation every second Monday. You may attend in person at City Hall located at 1 Dr. Carlton B. Goodlett Place or online by registering at the link below. Dreamkeeper SF invites you to join us for the community updates every third Wednesday in 2023. These meetings are open to the public via Zoom. Wu Yi presents the Holiday Pajama Jam for the Bottles and Blanket Pantry on Saturday, December 16th, 2023, from 1 to 4 p.m. at 4900 3rd Street in San Francisco. They are a new nonprofit and donations are needed. OMI Cultural Participation Projects, The Wiz, Saturday, January 27th, 2024, 7:30 p.m. at the Golden Gate Theater, 1 Taylor Street in San Francisco. San Francisco Human Rights Commission has a regular bi-monthly commission meeting on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. in the San Francisco City Hall Room 416. You can also attend via Zoom. Come out to Fillmore's Friday Night Market every Friday from 4 to 9 p.m. on O'Farrell Street between Fillmore and Steiner for live music, barbecue, soul food, frozen desserts, retail vendors, games for kids, a dominoes tournament, prizes, and entertainment. Vendor booths are available. Be a mentor in SFUSD. Join SFUSD's school-based mentoring program, Mentoring for Success. Sign up to volunteer as an individual or group mentor district-wide. New vaccination sites COVID-19 booster and monkeypox antiviral pill treatment. Thursdays, 1 to 5 p.m. at 330 Ellis Street, as well as Saturdays, 12 to 4 p.m. at 1221 Mission Street. The community living room open all day, Monday through Friday, breakfast at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and grab-and-go lunches from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. at City of Hope Cafe, 750 Ellis Street in San Francisco. Would you like to promote your business, nonprofit, or community impact? Sign up today for our Hidden Gem show. Share your expertise on our Educational Thursday or be a panelist on our Sunday's conversation. Keep up with both sides of the conversation's latest shows and community outreach events. Follow us on all social media platforms. You can also subscribe to our newsletter at bsotc.org. BSOTC welcomes individuals who are interested in giving back to the community to join us as volunteers. We value the positive impact volunteers can make and invite you to be a part of our mission to uplift and support our community. BSLTC kindly requests your invaluable support for our podcast and community engagement endeavors. We cordially invite you to explore any of our donation links, as your generous contributions will greatly aid us in enhancing our programming. We would like to take this time to acknowledge the Dreamkeeper Initiative and its support for BSOTC's programming. The Dreamkeeper Initiative amplifies the voices of and invests in San Francisco's diverse Black communities to reform public safety and address structural inequities in San Francisco. Join us this Thursday for Educational Thursday, that's October 12th at 7 p.m. Also, this Sunday's conversation will be October 15th at 4 p.m.
All right. Thank you, Aya, for getting us through the community announcements. Thank you, community, for being patient. We got to let people know what's going on, what's happening out there so folks can move around. A lot of these events are free. Get your kids out. I know the rain's coming. Get out and see what's going on. Also, want to put out there, Booker T. Washington is having a teen summit in San Francisco this weekend. We'll be there holding a violence prevention class with a number of young folks. That'll be happening at 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at 800 Presidio Street in San Francisco. Please go check out our website, our information on our social medias. We got all that information up there so you can see it. But this Saturday, we'll be at Booker T. Washington for the Teen Summit. And shout out to all the folks up there for continuing to keep the youth first and making sure that we uplift the youth. With that being said, enough of us. We're going to get into our hidden gems tonight. We're going to bring up this queen tonight to talk about what she has going on. Amazing, Miss Tarsha. Jordan, welcome to Both Sides of the Conversation, Queen. Happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Definitely. Go ahead and tell the community a little bit about you, what you're doing, and all the amazing stuff that you have going on. And then we'll jump into some of those questions.
Okay, so although I live in Oakland, that saying my heart is in San Francisco is true because I was born in San Francisco, lived in San Francisco for quite a while. My last assignment as an administrator was in San Francisco at Loyola Harvard Early Education School. Woohoo! So I am very, very excited about the work that's being done right now with our program during the pandemic when little people, I'm calling little people early learners, pre-K through second grade, when they were locked up in the house with their parents or grandparents, they couldn't see their friends, they couldn't go to school, everything became virtual, they didn't understand what was going on. That was a perfect opportunity for me to create a character. I always have been enamored with characters, and being an educator, when Barney just became the bomb, an old saying, but when everybody was just like, oh, Barney, and the kids were so in love with Barney, some of my friends and I, we looked at each other and we said, we could have invented Barney. Yeah. And, every time something would come up like that, it's like, we could have done that. We could have done something like that. So the opportunity presented itself and it was dropped into my spirit. Now's a good time. This is a good reason and a good way to continue to deliver educational programming and curriculum to students who are locked in the house. And so during that time, I created a character, and her name is Bonita the Bumblebee. And Bonita the Bumblebee teaches STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics to early learners. Oftentimes, as an educator, both in the class and in the office, if the school had a science fair, early learners, your preschools, kindergartners, sometimes even first and second graders are not involved. They're not invited to participate at the same level as the older children. And so I always thought something about that. I felt some way about that because I've always loved early learners and loved being a part of their learning process because they soak up absolutely everything, the good and the bad. So why not take this time in their development and introduce them to STEAM? We want to see more doctors. We talk about, astrophysicists. We want to see biologists. We want to see more artists, mathematicians, all of these great people that we want to see, and we want to see them come out of our communities. Well, the time to start is now, early. And so Bonita the Bumblebee teaches STEAM to early learners. So you ask, well, what does that look like? Well, if you look on our Instagram, you can see Bonita the Bumblebee. We've been to many events and educational arenas, and we take activities with us. So if we're invited to a corporate event, let's say a major corporation is having an event, and these families are flying in from everywhere. They're going to be here for 4 or 5 days. What do we offer the children that come with them, the young children that can't necessarily participate with the older children? Well, you can call Bonita the Bumblebee. We'll come in and we'll set up a full STEAM fair for you. So there will be stations, and the children will be able to rotate through the different stations and activities and actually participate in hands-on activities. What do those activities look like? Well, I'm going to tell you our most requested activity is this lemon volcano. No matter how we try to get away from the lemon volcano, people will say, okay, we want you to come. Okay, we'll be there. Okay, can you bring 2 activities, 3 activities? Whatever you say. Okay, but one of them have to be the lemon volcano. It never fails. So if you look at our Instagram, once again, you'll see children all over the Bay Area who have participated in these lemon volcano experiments. But the funny thing about what we offer is that not only are the children, the little children involved, but you know how their parents and their older siblings are standing around and they'll usually say, "Hey, can I try that?" Or, "How do you do that?" So it's pulling them into, we're getting some parent engagement and involvement going on with what we're doing. But most of all, we're empowering our young students to have an interest in STEAM and hopefully to carry that through to the next group. There are a lot of organizations right now that are offering STEAM, and it's for older children. And so we are filling in the beginning stage, that missing piece of the puzzle. So when they show up to, third and fourth grade, they can explain chemistry. They know what it looks like. They can describe it. They can tell you how they participated in it. Well, what is fine art versus, another type of art? Dance is a form of art. And so what are we doing to, promote that for students who maybe come from a family where dance is very popular? Well, we want them to be able to continue that. We want them to be able to dissect what that looks like. We want them to be able to perform, but we also want them to be able to explain what it is and to just follow that path. So we have curriculum that goes with what we're doing. If we work with a school or we're in a classroom, we provide the curriculum, and our curriculum is aligned with NAEYC standards, the National Science Standards, state standards. It's age and grade level appropriate, whatever it is that we're doing. The people that work with us are all background checked. And so when we're going into a school site, that's something that, we're able to reassure the staff that everybody with us has had their background check. We're able to provide a copy of that, as well as vaccinations. That's very important. But most of all, our team is full of people who have a heart for children, and they have a heart for our community, and they want to see the children in our community to do well. So with that, we also, offer teacher trainings and workshops going into just explain to teachers and to show them how to make STEAM fun and how you can put together a lesson plan for the entire year that incorporates STEAM seamlessly. We currently received our nonprofit, and so we're very excited about that, because our nonprofit is Full Steam into Early Learning. Choo choo, buzz buzz. And so we are excited, and we are hoping that we will be able to replicate one of my favorite nonprofits, which is Eat, Learn, Play, just one of the many favorites that I have. But the way that they're able to go into schools and transform the schools one school at a time. So our idea, our focus is to be able to get into Bay Area schools, Oakland, San Francisco as well, partner with the schools, and through our nonprofit, create STEAM labs within each school for early learners. What will these STEAM labs be used for? Well, they could be used for teaching during the day, a whole class, or they could be used for pullouts, but they can also be used to support social emotional development, because a lot of times we'll see the children in our communities, they have the third grade conversation, let's say. So at third grade conversation, we're talking about what was missed between preschool and third grade and what we need to do now. And third grade is really late to be having that conversation. And how does the social emotional development piece blend into that? What are we doing to support social emotional development? And so we are explaining through Bonita the Bumblebee's curriculum and training how to use a STEAM lab and how to use STEAM in general to address social emotional development within our under-resourced communities.
Wow, that's very powerful. I mean, I like the ideal. I'm always, talking about, when we talk about education, how do we engage our young people? We are in a transition in this country right now when we look at what's going on in our school districts from the state level down to our individual schools. When we talk about curriculum, we talk about the learning, okay? And not just for our young people, but when we talk about the young teenagers, I'm working with a lot of these young folks and they're like, it's boring. The curriculum is terrible. I don't want to go to school. I'm not learning anything. And I think STEAM is one of the ways to do it. I was just at the Congressional Black Caucus and they talked about broadband, and talking about how we need more communications and electrical engineering and things of that nature. And how do we bring this to our communities, to our young people first, right? And get them young to get involved, to understand the magnitude of not only the need, but the skill sets. Across this country, there's spots across this country where folks are still struggling to get Wi-Fi. Stuff here in California that we have access to, there's parts of the country that still are struggling with getting Wi-Fi and basic digital broadband to the houses in school. And they found out how poor it was during the pandemic. But when you talk about STEAM and, the development of our young people, you kind of took one of the questions out of my mouth. I was thinking about this. There's something going on, and I hope STEAM is the replacement of this change. But you're right. There's a gap between our young people from pre-K to about 3rd to 4th grade. There's a change because I remember growing up, and I was a kid and it was like, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I had all of these dreams of a kid. Like, I want to do this. But something between 3rd grade and middle school, there's a change where our young people are just disconnected to their dreams. They're disconnected to the things that they want to be a part of. And I just want to ask you, do you think it's the lack of resources? Do you think the lack of support programming that we have, like STEAM, to go all the way through schooling? What is that? Because there is a gap. It's something about kids at this young fundamental age that are thriving, want to be, engaged in the field, or they see something that they're interested in. But something happens when we get, up to the 3rd, 5th grade, 6th grade, that the interest is not there, the opportunities aren't there. And I think, some of this is intentional. We know that. But I look at like programming, I look at the way grants are written, and I think the way that they're looking for information, it's almost as it's intentionally there to put our young people out. And I always say we have to open up the floodgates when we start talking about age appropriate and access to young people, because we need to keep this programming going through high school and beyond if we really want to make a change in our technology and our young people being involved in engineering and science and things of that nature, as we continue to be innovative, especially with AI on the rise and all these amazing things that's happening in technology. How do we keep our Black and brown children involved? And how do we keep programs like you in our schools, in some of these continuation schools, and some of these schools that folks are struggling with the day-to-day curriculum, but engaged and want to be a part of this science and this STEAM programming?
So I'm listening to your question, and what I'm really hearing, or the first thing that pops up in my mind, is the achievement gap versus the opportunity gap, which is an ongoing debate, right? But I feel like for our communities, we're looking at an opportunity gap. And does that come from resourcing? Does that come from lack of parent engagement? Does that come from the fact that it seems when you look at teachers in classrooms with young children, they seem to have more energy, or at least that's what you're looking for. You're looking for teachers that are energized, that are coming in with new ideas. They're taking the lessons and they're making them into something that they know every child in that class, irregardless of what level they're on, they're going to get something from that. How do I create a lesson that's going to make Bobby, who's usually detached, but I want him to want to get into this lesson. I want him to want to do the lemon volcanoes. I want him to go home and tell his grandparents about what he learned this day, as well as all the other students who may be involved. How are we presenting the opportunity? Are we empowering our parents? Because I feel like the parents are a big answer to everything that you just mentioned, everything that we're trying to do. The parents, The parents are just like the heartbeat of student success. But are we welcoming the parents into our schools? If we feel like the parents are withdrawn, are we reaching out to them and trying to empower them? For those who want to be a part, are we saying, hey, come in at least once a month? We're going to have a parent evening where we're going to teach you what we're teaching in the class. So what we're teaching in class, you can support at home. Are we doing any of those things in our communities? And with the resources that come into the schools, are the parents always having a say? Are they being a part of making the determination as to how the money's going to be spent? In some schools, you have parents that totally dictate what happens. And then in some schools, you have parents who don't even feel welcome to walk their children into the school. So what are the opportunities that we're actually presenting? And are we holding our schools accountable? Because we have to empower the parents to come. If we see that they're not coming, then you need to make it your business to go outside or to be outside on the sidewalks in the morning, greeting everybody. And those parents that seem reluctant, you've got to talk to them. You've got to say, hey, this is your school as much as it's my school. I need you to be here with me. This is a team effort. We're working together, and this is what we're working on. We're going to have a science or STEAM night. We're going to have a STEAM fair. I need all the parents to be here. I want you to participate in what we're doing. And that might not be your way to pull the parents in, but you've got to start to pull them in. And in the meantime, identify your resources so parents know what the school has to work with. It's not a secret. It shouldn't be a surprise. If there's money that's being allocated, how are we going to use this for the empowerment of our students? And we want this to continue. This just can't be a one-time thing. We want this to continue. So what does that mean? So for me, I always think of the opportunity. If you're saying to me the achievement gap is such and such, and all these numbers come out and all this data, okay, well, let's back up. Let's take a look at how we are determining an achievement gap between this group and that group when we know that this group did not have the same resources, did not have the same access as the other group. And what are we going to do to make that obvious and to handle that so that our children, along with their parents, are empowered to move on to the next level? And most importantly, to move beyond the third grade and to still be intact and be whole and not have had to go through a bunch of meetings that may not have been necessary or a bunch of diagnoses that never should have occurred because from the beginning we didn't follow a protocol that was inviting to all families. And so to me, that's a really big piece of anything in education. And when we're talking about success, you can't have a conversation, as far as I'm concerned, about any student and not have their parent or guardian in the room. And if their parent or guardian is not able or willing to attend, then you have to find somebody that is associated with them or associated with the family. They need to be a part of the conversation because that's like a doctor making a diagnosis and you really don't know prior medical history. You're just saying, okay, this is what's happening. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. I really am not attached to this community. I'm just kind of like the teacher here. That doesn't work. That doesn't work in our communities. We really thrive better when we are addressing these issues as a village. We know that. And sometimes we have to create the village. We have to force the village. And that's just the nature of the outcome that we want. We've got to put into it what we want to harvest out of it. So I hope I answered your question.
So I agree with you. I'm gonna tell you, the adults are the problem. I got to give it to you. We got problems in our community, but I don't like. I guess I'm having this struggle with always putting us up against these other schools. We got to talk about where we at and what we got to deal with in our community.
Yes.
All right. We know there's intentional things and processes put in place to keep our community marginalized. We understand the disparities when it comes to economics and the social impact that's taking place in our community. So one, these programs, a lot of times the cost, we can't get people there because of the cost, right? So how do we find funding and support to one, alleviate the cost, right? Then it's about the timing, right? We want parents to be involved, but to live here in the Bay Area, sometimes people are working 3 jobs just to keep a roof over their head. So this is why I say it's a combination of both. When we talk about the help and the things that's needed, we want to have more parents involved. But when you look at the structure and what's going on in society right here in this Bay Area economically, the economic impact on Black and brown families right now is tremendous. So I think, the models of the schools that we are involved with impacted is really about them being strategic on how to leverage and do the assessment of the folks that they're serving. Because I think this is the real problem. Okay. I'm at these board meetings and I'm talking to these principals. And what I'm finding out is there's poor assessment of the children and families that come to these schools. And this is why we're having so many problems. So now the real question is, how do we get intentional as principals, as school districts, as leaders in these leadership roles, to our teachers? How do we really do a better assessment of the children that we have in our classrooms, the families that they're coming from, and really understanding those dynamics and some of those hurdles and figuring out how do we create that pathway, right? And then how do we allow organizations like you to get in there without all of the red tape that can provide it? But even with our young people, doing that assessment, we can assess kids fast about ADHD and learning disabilities and everything else, but we seem to can't put together curriculum to assess kids to find out where are their minds being triggered. Is it in STEAM? Is it in musical? Is it in dance, right? Because we got to really start finding out a way to identify these different talents, these different things that pull out of our young people and puts them in the right pathway. Then in that pathway, how do we be intentional? And this is where collectively, when we talk about the arts and we talk about education and the mindset of the people that are educating our young people, when we find out what that kid is good at, whether it's dance, musical, STEAM, whatever it is, mathematics, how do we utilize that and turn that into that child's educational pathway? Because if this is a thing that gets me excited and I can get moved, how do we create that type of curriculum to keep that kid engaged? And I think that's where our shortcomings when it comes to curriculum, learning ability, adaptability in our classrooms, we don't have that. And that's what we need. So this is what I'm saying. But definitely it starts with our parents, but it's also the professionals. And it's hard because we have teachers underpaid, short staff. Teachers are feeling like their classrooms are being used as daycare. They don't always have the support from the parents when things are happening. So I think there's a community conversation that needs to continue to happen. We talk about education, parenting, the roles, and then these models. I'm hearing people out there talking about different things about homework and stuff. And, a lot of people are putting the weight on the teachers saying, hey, you are the educator. You the one we sending our kids there. Why are you sending our kids home with homework? Y'all should be able to put y'all curriculum together and deal with it all day. Y'all not doing y'all job. But then you got to flip it back to the parents because it's a collective. See, we have to bring back that collective process to understand. We have to start early and we have to do it collectively. So these pathways that are trying to be created with pre-K and early education and bringing these kids together with our educational system, I think is going to be the real challenge. As I know folks are looking at the new superintendent of schools in California and different things of that nature, but we got to be strategic and start really being untraditional when it comes to education and finding innovative ways. There's no way we're in California and we can't be innovative with all the technology, all of the things. So I don't know. Maybe AI is going to be the answer. Maybe the artificial intelligence is going to be able to think for some of these teachers to help them put this together. But again, shout out to your organization. Shout out to the work you're doing.
Thank
And to all
you.
the educators, I want to uplift the educators. They always say I'm putting down educators on my platform. I'm always coming for the educators, but I feel like there's a responsibility. And, especially when we're dealing with our young Black and brown kids, and that's why I think it's very important that we have folks in these spaces who look like us. I want to give a huge shout out to Charisma, one of our previous co-hosts, is doing amazing work in the science field. And I still believe this. The more young Black and brown kids see people that look like them in science and research. And I can tell you, I'm in a research facility right now, and I don't see a lot of Black faces, okay? So again, when we see people that look like us advancing and pushing a narrative, doing things differently, it impacts our community. And I say the same thing with our educators, okay? I know we fought so hard to be included with everybody else, but I think what I'm seeing across the board is we need some people that look like us in our classroom. These young babies need to see people like them doing the things that they're doing to make change. And that's the only way we're going to move this needle in this educational realm from my perspective moving forward. But I think STEAM is really where we need to be going as we really are looking at a transition in this country. All right. When you look at the job market, we heard Ayo and them talking about it today, all the Kaiser workers being laid off. Okay. Automation and robotics is taking over a lot of jobs. Right. So what you're talking about here with science and engineering, this is the future, community. Okay. These little jobs of being bank tellers and working at the grocery store and doing these little jobs, AI is taking them. Warehouse jobs, trucking jobs, technology is taking over. You see in San Francisco, we got a problem with all these driverless cars. Okay, they're gonna have driverless cars, driverless trucks, driverless airplanes. I mean, we're going to a driverless society. All right. So how do we really encourage our young people? And this is what I'm talking about, a shift in our educational needs. Because it's great to talk about history and talk about all of this stuff. It's good to know this stuff. But we are coming to a time in this country and across the world that we have to get intentional in our education for real life day-to-day uses and needs of what we're doing in this education realm, because we're getting passed up. We're investing in all this time in education and going through college, and we got the most successful people studying automation, robotics, and AI in half the time. So when do we make that shift? When do we find our talented kids who are vocational driven, who are technology driven, and really advance them? Because that's their calling. And we got to figure out how to make that transition work within our educational system so that these young folks could drive, because we're sending kids to this college process and they're not having fun and they're not going in a lot of areas. I mean, I'm talking to these kids. So I hope people don't think I'm talking to these college graduates right now, the graduating class of 2023, 2022. These young folks are afraid about the job market in the future. When they look at technology, robotics, and what's going on in automation, they are afraid of where the job market is going to be in the next 20 years. So again, the early we could get our young people learn about engineering, science, I think is very important. So the work that you are doing, building these young people up, is very important. And then it's just about how do we put together curriculum within our community. So people like you, how do we get this to our young mothers early? When their kids is turning 2 years old, come on, start teaching them numbers. We got to start getting our parents activated. But again, there's a culture shift that needs to happen when we talk about education and advancement of information for our young people. There's a teacher transformation that needs to happen. We got some work, community. It's a lot of conversation that's needed, but just happy to know that you're doing this and just, proud of what your organization is doing to really change the narrative when we talk about STEAM and we talk about the things that is needed in the future, because there is a paradigm shift happening in this country, in this labor market. We got to get our young people ready. You see what's going on now? It's only going to get worse if we don't advance our young people. But I'm going to pass it off to Ayo and Mark. I know they got a lot of questions, but I had to just say that because I know people always think I beat up on the educators that come here. But I think there's two roles. But I'm always looking for our leaders, because I just believe our teachers, our principals, superintendents, they have a role in really shifting the narrative in our community. And we have to still hold them accountable, because at the end of the day, our precious little minds are in their presence, and we have to make sure that they are effective every day, building up the tools in their toolbox. But I'm going to pass it off to Ayo and Mark. Go ahead, brothers. I'm sorry. I get it. I get into this stuff. I get going.
Well, I just wanted to add that with my experience, I grew up in both D11 and D10. So growing up in Lakeview, I went to one school, and then I moved to D10, which is Bayview area, when I was in like third, fourth grade. So my experience from kindergarten to third, I loved science, everything science. We had the resources in school. We did the experiments. We did all those things, and I was fascinated. Uprooting, transitioning to another district in school, the experience was totally different. I went from one school that had the resources, that had, great teachers, involvement, and all those things. And then going to another school that it was like, okay, read this out of this. We have like very limited supplies. So everybody's got to share when you're doing experiments and things like that. We didn't have, except for, let me say, my fourth and fifth grade teacher at Malcolm X started off at Sir Francis Drake. When I did transition, they had the enthusiasm and the passion, not the resources and supplies. Kindergarten to third grade, I had a great experience. It was all well-rounded. So I can say from my experience, going from two different types of schools where you can totally see the difference of a school that has the resources, plus the teacher involvement, plus the parents coming there and getting in, and doing all these things, PTA, all those things my mother was a part of, and going to another district where they had the passion, but limited resources. Also, piggybacking off what John said, parent involvement is so important when it comes to your child's education. Learning how your child learns and being able to work with the teacher to let them know, that's very important. Every child is different. Every child is different. And I had to be hands-on. I became a part of the Fenton and Pamel program in my son's school. I've been very active since he was in kindergarten for my older son. And we had to learn that he had a learning disability. I had to learn these things. So being there hands-on, seeing what the curriculum was and tweaking it at home for the way that he was geared to learning helped him to succeed. He's been on the honor roll. He's had all of these resources because doing the work as the parent, not just leaving it up to the teachers. We do have that bad stigma of from 8 to 4 o'clock or whatever time it is when they're at school, they're your problem. They're on you. And then the child comes home, and it's horrible to use it as an example, but everybody's seeing the meme where it's like, if Johnny had 5 apples, your children do not learn under those stipulations. They don't learn that way. You yelling at them because you're frustrated because you don't understand and you didn't have the education. Instead of taking the time to go to the school, figure out what resources they have and what they need, and being proactive in your child's learning. Programs like yours, like when I was sitting there observing you and watching you work with the kids and the kids gravitating to your table and them getting to do the hands-on experience, I learned best hands-on as well. So I was just like in awe of everything. I know you kept looking at me like, if she gonna come over here, she gonna come over here. I passed by a couple times and I was like, okay, she gets a minute. But I was in awe of the way, the time you took, the enthusiasm of the kids, your enthusiasm in teaching them, and also your helpers that were there. I love everything that offers, and wishfully that our schools do have more access to programs like yours, especially early education. I also have a 6-year-old, and that is something that's amazing. I do different projects here with him. There's amazing what you can do with some peroxide and some vinegar. We have volcanoes all the time, okay? Yeah. So I know, like, from experience and just watching how he gets excited and how he's, so into it. Programs like yours are a necessity.
Thank you.
And the work that you're doing, your passion, I'm telling you guys, I got to sit there and observe and just watch her before I went over and talk to her. Her passion, her enthusiasm, that smile was there the whole time. Just, energetic and and the children gravitated, not just because of them seeing the experiments on the table, but your light, your beam, and you exude your compassion for the work, your knowledge for it and everything. And I commend you on it. And I really, really thank you for the program that you created, in hopes that we are able to get more programs like yours in our schools.
Thank you so much.
Well, let me just jump in here too, because I honestly, I think between Bishop and Io, they've covered so much. The one thing I think I can honestly say is you truly do embody what a hidden gem is, because the fact that you are giving exposure to science, technology, engineering, arts, and math in our community, where a lot of times we're mainly focused on the arts. I mean, there are a lot of times on social media where you can see kids doing dances and stuff, but the exposure that you're giving them at such a young age is actually positioning them to be have a much better future and to be much more well-rounded and prepared to serve the community going forward. I can't harp on how important that I see that being, especially in our community, because I can honestly say I was late in my 40s when I actually understood that some of these career paths were even out there, were even available. And because you're giving our children in their formative years a foundation for it, you're doing our community such a service that I think generations will see the benefits from. So I just want to say thank you again. I hope that your work continues to grow and expand, and that more people come out to support you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm coming out there to learn. Okay, I'm one of those kids in the San Francisco school district. I'm holding them. They cause me harm. I got ADHD, ADD. I can't learn. I can't sit still. I wanted to learn STEM. Nobody taught me. I'm coming to learn. Okay, I want to see Bonita the Bee. Teach me. I'll take the little steps and apply it to my life today. Okay, I'm just saying. But we got to get ready to wrap up here because we got another guest here. But I want to say this, community. These programs that we're talking about here today is very important. And again, I really like the concept of creating Bonita the Bumblebee, because I really believe young people, there's certain things that resonate with them. And see, when I'm talking about being intentional, right, I got to give you credit, because that's your thinking. See, and I tell people it's easy to put a program together and talk about what you want to do, but how intentional are you? Right. And it just seems like your blueprint was to make sure you covered all the areas. Kids like cartoon figures. They like certain things. I could just tell you as a teacher, I can just imagine you being the mad scientist sitting in the conference room. This is what I got to do. I got to make sure the kids are connected with me.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's very cool. And I'm glad Io's out there to experience and see you live in action. I got to catch up with you. And we'll continue to outreach your information. I heard you earlier, our programming is set up in San Francisco because that's where we're from. But we cover the Bay Area. I just want community to know, because I get a lot of calls. People calling me all day. How come we only hear about events in San Francisco? Because y'all people in Oakland don't send y'all events, okay? Y'all people in Vallejo not sending y'all events. Y'all people in Sacramento ain't sending y'all events, okay? We're doing our part. We're getting it out there, and we just want everybody to know this platform is open to the Black and Brown community and all communities, okay? I'm going to say it again. I love all people, but I serve my Black and Brown people first, okay? That's just what it is. I welcome everybody. I'll help anybody. But again, this platform was created for the folks that's the most despaired in all areas, to uplift them, to amplify their voices, to make sure that the resources and the information get to the people. That's what we all about here. So again, if you're in Oakland, if you're in Vallejo, if you're in San Jose, wherever you at in the Bay Area and beyond, hey, we're going to serve you. Just send your information over, send all your events, what's going on. If you want to connect your community with our community so that we can continue to bring this solidarity across this country using this platform, that's what we're going to do. We have folks all across the country connected with us. We're sharing information for folks that's traveling in town. We're bringing business on from out of town. So when folks are traveling, they can stop in Houston. They can stop in Atlanta. They can stop wherever. We always bring the businesses on here so you know where to go. Go support your Black and Brown businesses. That's what this Hidden Gem segment is all about. But Ms. Tarsha, again, thank you for being the leader, being the educator that you are, embracing our young babies and having patience. I always say, educators, be patient with these young kids. We all got labeled early. Oh, ADHD and all this, so you got to have extra patience. We come from communities where there's a lot of stress, a lot of trauma. you want to educate the young people, you got to be patient. You got to be innovative.
Mhm.
You got to make it fun. I keep telling the teachers, I understand you got to follow the state curriculum. You got to do so much stuff. How do you find a way to make it fun? Okay. Miss Jordan here has created Benita the Bumblebee. All you teachers in the classroom, create something to get the kids involved. I don't know. Make them excited. We got to make education fun again so that our young people are engaged. I remember when the good times of school, you know, I was excited. I just wanted to get to school the next day because I was like, I want to do this. I want to make some stone soup. I remember that was a big thing. We used to make stone soup. We was like excited the whole week. I can't wait to make stone soup. Okay. Whatever it is. We got to find a way, community. Be intentional as educators. It is your responsibility to do above and beyond because you are the ones that do the impressions on our young people. Be intentional. Set them up. Okay, we got to set them up right. Not set them up for failure, but set them up right. I know there's a lot of educators out there listening and watching, and they're every day doing their part to dismantle the system that depreciate our kids, and we're trying to do our part to appreciate them, uplift them. STEAM is where it is. We're trying to get our folks ready for the future. Start young, raise them right, and they will be the future, the bright future that they are. Before we let you go, we want to give you an opportunity to give a shout out to any of your folks, family, loved ones, people that helped you along the way. Because I don't want them to send an email and say, you know, she came over there talking about Benita the Bee, but I was there helping her when nobody else believed in her. You better get those shots out before we let you go, Queen.
Well, I have to say thank you to my family because they have been on this ride with Benita the Bumblebee. It's something every day. I wake up each day and I'm like, well, hey, what about this? And they're like, yeah, okay, we support it. Let's do it. So, you know, they have been most supportive. I want to thank Ayo for inviting me to be a part of both sides of the conversation because I was so excited when she invited me and explained what was going on. And I'm just happy to be here. I thank each of you for welcoming me this evening. Let's say I thank my kindergarten teacher because she was the one, if I can remember in her class, doing different activities. And that's been quite a while, but she had the energy and she presented us, she found the resources. And so, I have a lot of people that have poured into this dream, and I thank them all. I can't mention everybody, but I thank all of you. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Now you know about both sides of the conversation.
Yes.
Any events, anything that you have going on, you want community to get there and support you, make sure you send those digital flyers out. I know you sent one today. We got it all out there for you.
Yes.
And we'll continue to support you no matter if you're in San Francisco, Oakland, wherever. We will bring the people. We'll let them know where you're at and what's going on. And then if you have any enrollment openings and things of that nature, please send it over to us so that we can get our folks. Believe it or not, we do got a lot of people in Oakland that follow us and support us. So we want to make sure those folks and families over there also get access. We understand the tragedy that's going on in the Oakland School District and all these changes, and there's so much going on. So programs like you, like yours, is very important to our community. Thank you again for being that inspiration for our community. Creative, Benita the Bumblebee. You'll see the bee flying somewhere. Yes. I don't know. The bishop will find her. All right. Well, thank you for being here again. Just kudos to you and the work that you're doing. We'll continue to uplift your information and make sure we get it in our newsletter, get it out to the community so that they can follow you. They can get a part of the STEAM process. Moving like a train. Let's go, community. Let's find a way to uplift the young people. All right, Queen, you have a great evening, and we'll be tapping in with you soon. Please reach out to us if you need to help connect any kind of way. We'll make sure we do that for you.
Okay. Can I just say one more thing very quickly?
Go ahead. You can do whatever you want to do. This you the hidden gem tonight. Whatever you want.
Okay, just very quickly. Thank you so much. But I didn't say anything verbally for people who may not read the tape at the bottom. I just want to say that we are having Benita the Bumblebee's second annual STEAM Fair. It's October 21st at DeFermery Park in Oakland from noon until 3 o'clock. It's a free early learning event. There will be a lot of giveaways, but even more than that, it'll be a lot of empowering stations for early learners, including things like learning computer coding using Legos, our famous dancing popcorn, activities that will involve a lot of hands-on participation, but activities that will also have the children up and moving, things that they won't forget. So we hope to see as many of you as possible there. Come and help us empower our young children in our communities. Thank you so much.
Very powerful. Community. Benita the Bumblebee. They'll be stinging you with information. You won't need an EpiPen, okay? I promise you. You'll walk away with a pen and learn something. Go check out Benita the Bumblebee. We got the information on the screen, October 21st. We shared it out on all of our community social media platforms. Please go find out more about it. Get your young people in the STEM program. Again, do your assessment. Community parents. Find out what's interesting in your kid. Talk to your teacher. I think my kid like music. I think he like explosions. I don't know. Find a way to get them connected. All right. With that being said, thank you, Queen, for being here tonight. And we're here to support you. Reach out to us if you need us to do anything for you.
Thank you so much.
All right, there you have it, community. Man, Benita the Bumblebee, she's gonna sting me. I don't need an EpiPen for this one. I'm happy. Okay. All right, with that being said, we have another hidden gem here. Miss Kiana Delaney, welcome to both sides of the conversation. Queen, she's been waiting patiently. It takes time to get through these hidden gem segments. But how are you doing tonight, Queen?
I'm fine. Now, how do I top Bonita the Bumblebee and these babies?
Hey, you know, I don't know. It just happens. Sometimes it's like that. I think you got some amazing stuff going on. Talk to the people. Tell them who you are, the business, the things that you're doing. You're doing some phenomenal work in the community, too. Let the people know where you at, what you're doing, Queen.
My name is Keena, and I am a residential and commercial cleaner. That's my bread and butter. We talk about Domestic Violence Month, and I'm telling you, this business is stemmed from that. I got out of a situation and I was very depressed, and my first business was going slow. I said, what can I do to get out this funk and reinvent my life, take control of my life? And here came Cleaning Queen. It's a service that most people, they think is a luxury, but because it's something that's just like, this is something that I could do myself. I have to spend extra money to hire somebody else, but ultimately, I find that it's really my way of helping people. You have people who are elderly, sick and shut in, who can't clean up for themselves, can't do any laundry. You have working moms or stay-at-home moms that are overwhelmed, can't do things for themselves. Business owners who also need ways to save time to maintain their cleanliness of their business. So I'm servicing people that need me. So I find that it's therapeutic to me. You helping me, really and truly. You helping me get up out the house every day, get up out my bed to come help you. It makes me feel really good about that.
Wow, that's very phenomenal. I mean, I'm glad to hear that, because I better be careful. I will say this. I might have to reach out to you. I said, my housekeeper left the baseboard a little dusty this last.
Oh no, I'm getting down.
I don't know. I might have to get it now. Let me stop. My housekeeper might come. Johnny, you talking, man? Next time I'm gonna leave your bed, man. I don't know. No, I think it's very important work that you're doing, and I'm glad you put it in that perspective, because a lot of times we do forget about the importance of being able to help other people. We in these times where everybody's traditional and everybody wants their wives and girlfriends to clean up and things of that nature. And I think it's time that we give some of these folks a break. So you know what, we gonna do that. We gonna support your business, okay? I'm gonna find a few single women out there with kids, and we're gonna pay for your service to go clean their house so they don't have to clean. We know these kids
in
making
a
a mess.
Married, it don't matter. They all. I'm telling you, moms come to me and say, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I got to deal with these kids. I got to work full time. Even people that are married, they work full time. They don't have the time. Well, I do.
Yeah, I don't have the time. I tell them I can't clean up everything. I got too much going on, okay? I got to pay for everything. I need all services. But I like how you put this, because I think what you're doing is great. And I think, when we talk about cleaning services and we talk about businesses, minority-owned businesses, and we talk about this work, it was interesting to put that dialogue, because there's so many people who are suffering from strokes, people suffering from different things that don't have family members. And we forget about these key things that folks need, are necessities, right? To have your house cleans. Sometimes you need a nutritionist to cook for you. And then, it's always great when you have people who are doing this work with energy, right? So if you have an elder in the house that can't clean up, and you come and you make it all, a great process for them, a great experience is always a great thing. But when you was creating this business, I mean, where did it come from? Was it because your mom told you clean up every day? Where did you get this cleaning ideal? I just want to hear where it started from.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not grow up cleaning much. When I was younger, I have a white mom, and that's because I'm just gonna put that out there. Cleaning wasn't the main focus in that household. I'm gonna keep it real. Now she might like the kitchen stuff, of course, because we cook, but like it wasn't like a demand that every weekend we get up and clean. I didn't get that until I moved to the other side. And they were like, no, this is what we do. We clean up. Like you clean up after yourself and everybody getting up every weekend and cleaning up together. And so I mean, and then when I got older, of course, when you move out on your own, you're the one got to clean. I worked so many jobs where I was the one cleaning the toilets. And it came to a point where it's like, I actually like doing this, to be real. You know, people talk down on me. People talk down on cleaners. They say, oh, she cleaning toilets now. I'm cleaning toilets and I do it well. And I'm taking care of myself with it. So I'm not ashamed to say I actually like cleaning.
Well, I don't know who's saying it. I think cleaning is a very important fundamental need, on all levels. I work in hospital settings, I'm around buildings, and I always tell people the most people that I always respect are the janitors, the folks at the bottom that keeps the operation going. I'm not one of these people that's talking about the CEO and the folks that's sitting up high. I always honor and respect our janitors. Okay. During COVID, the
Essential.
janitors, the facility people did phenomenal jobs keeping our buildings clean, keeping our housing. You know what I mean? Like those are the people that really makes a difference when we look at our city halls and different things. Those folks did an amazing job keeping things clean, keeping COVID at a bay, and just making sure that overall our health and things in there. So I give the highest honor. I don't know who's looking down on them, but those are the folks that I honor. I'm gonna tell you, when I walk through buildings, I hold the door open for janitors. Okay, I don't hold the door open for CEOs. I hold the door open for the folks who are the real movers and shakers. Okay, I honor them. When I buy lunch for people, I find the janitor. Hey, come here. Let me buy you some coffee this morning. I treat them with royalty because, again, so many folks put a stain on that job, and it's very important and it's essential. And we're going to continue to uplift and support those folks who are in the cleaning business, the janitors, and support them for livable, increased wages. So I stand with all of the unions that are doing this work because they are the fundamental folks that keep our facilities. Nothing like going into a clean facility. People just take advantage of it and just, oh, it's nice. And I'll be like, thank those folks. They make sure that it's comfortable for us to go in there. But with that being said, I want to talk about, because there's so many dirty houses. Okay. You want to talk about people talking about, I would tell you, we need some teaching out there about some of these people. But how do you teach them, the next generation of cleaners? How do you take what you're doing to educate our young people or get them involved in cleaning, or if even just your family and relatives, just teach them the importance, teach them how to do it right? Because, sometimes in our community, like you said, we don't get taught how to properly make a bed. It took me till I was like, I don't even want to know say what age it was. I couldn't even make a bed if I just pulled the sheets up, So how do you, teach that, because I think, I always give those hospitality folks, the big kudos. You go stay at a nice hotel. It's like they do all these amazing things with the sheets and they do all this clean. And I'm like, nobody really taught me how to make a bed. How do you incorporate work, but just also teaching people, like, when you're with your girlfriend, you go over to, girl, you need to clean. Like, how do you do that?
Ooh, people do not receive that well. I'm telling you that now. They don't want nobody coming in their house and saying what they need to do. But I do Tip Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I'm posting something that is teaching others about the bacteria in your home, how it affects your body, your gut health, your just overall health. People wonder, why am I always getting sick? Well, we're going to look at your house. We're going to look at that refrigerator. You keeping spoiled food in there. We're going to look at your carpet and your fan and your vents. What are you inhaling? Because people don't think that sickness comes from within the home. They always assume, oh, my kids got sick at school. I got sick at work. I got sick being outside around people. I got sick at that concert, at going to that game, being outside in the cold. No, you got sick because the inside of your home is not being sanitized as often as it need to be. And so I do every Tuesday, like I said, we do Tip Tuesday. I'm gonna post a video or a post or something that talks about that. And also, I have a lot of people that hit me in my messages, my DMs, my phone, and ask questions. I don't mind answering. I'm not one of those people that say you need to book me. No, you can ask me anything. If it's something that you want to do yourself and you just don't know how to do, I will respond and give you free advice. You don't have to book me, you know.
Well, I got a question, but first of all, sis, I would never have guessed your mama was white. I never would have guessed that. I'm just, yeah. If I close my eyes, I never would have caught that part. But I was reading your bio, and you said you don't believe that there's enough unity in the community, particularly amongst the women, and especially women entrepreneurs. Uh, can you elaborate on your assessment of why that is, and what you're doing to kind of help change it? Because you do say that you actually work with women in particular to help them be entrepreneurs. What have you experienced that have led you to witness that there's not enough unity because of the competition, and how are you working to bring some of the ladies together?
That's the problem. Everybody look at each other as competition. Just because you have 10 other people that do the same thing as you in your area don't mean that you're not going to be successful. Doesn't mean that we can't come together and create opportunities for people, or even help each other out. And I think that's the problem there. They think, oh, this person also do hair and she making this kind of money and she got this amount of clients. How can I do that? Oh, you could do it. It's all about how you market yourself, and it's also about not being afraid to ask for help where you need it. But people are afraid to ask somebody for help because, like I said, men have a tendency of coming together and helping each other. Women don't do that. They look at them like, oh, if I help the next woman out, she's gonna succeed. She's gonna top me. Instead of it looking like, it let me, I'm already successful. You gotta be confident in yourself. I'm already successful. What is it gonna take away from my plate to help somebody else? It's not. And in all reality, it feeds my soul to help somebody else. I have so many people that come to me, ask me, how did you get your business started? How can I do that? Because they see me go through hard times. They see me be in the streets and all of that. And they come and they say, I'm trying to leave the streets too. I'm trying to upgrade my life. How can I become an entrepreneur? It don't take from my plate to help you. And I don't see a lot of women doing that, especially in the Bay. I'm gonna be honest.
Well,
I lived in Sacramento for
I
a
gotta
certain
say
time.
this. I don't think the men are working together either. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you.
I see it though in certain areas. I see it though.
I just
Well,
want to say I met Kina a couple weekends ago, and I was just drawn by her. And then we started conversating, we started following each other, and I'm like, she does this, she does this, she does. We need to put some highlight on everything you got going, like seriously. And her motto is she a CEO. Like, I'm not a CEO yet, but I'm claiming it. Like, I love that. Her compassion, her enthusiasm about every title that she holds. Okay. She was just like, I was like, okay, I can pull from that source. I can pull from that source in a positive manner to say, she is an entrepreneur. She is a self-made young woman. She has the passion. She has the intelligence, the articulation. And I don't see, like you said, it's not about competition. It's about collaboration. What in my avenue and what am I doing? How can I help shine some light on everything she's got going on? So when I sent her the invitation, I was like, I have a question. Would you be interested? So that is one thing. That's one way. That's an example, excuse me, of women working together. And I just think that women of color, women in general, especially this month, coming together and uplifting your sisters. Period. It's very important. Now, with all the jobs that you do have, how do you balance in between? And I know you said that cleaning queens is your number one job, but how do you balance in between all of the different positions and hats that you wear?
Well, number one, time management. It's easy for me to create a schedule for myself because I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I don't have, outside things going on that I also need time for. So I'm able to get up every day and create, or even on Sundays, create a schedule for the week. Okay, this is what I need to do. My other business is strictly online. So that's something that I could even schedule my posting for. That's not something I have to actively show up for in person. So that's one thing. The cleaner queen though, I do have to show up for in person. I have to do consultations. I have to actually go clean myself. I only have one helper at the moment. So I mean, it's all about time management and also finding other ways to make money from home. Um, a lot of the stuff that I do is all strictly on at home on my phone, on my iPad. I'm working from home and finding ways to make money that way. So time management is big.
So what's the areas that you cover? I know you say you're in the Bay Area, and beyond. Where do you go? How far does your cleaning queen go? For folks out there watching and listening that might want to book you for a cleaning, what areas are you covering in the Bay Area?
Pretty much all of them. The only area I haven't covered is the South Bay, as far as like San Jose. But I cover pretty much all the counties, Sacramento. I've done a couple houses in Stockton, so I travel.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Okay, now you did mention also that you just got your real estate license as well.
Mhm.
So, what would be your top advice? I just heard time management was one because you got to be on a schedule as a business owner. Time don't stop for nobody. But what would be your top advice for other women who are seeking to develop multiple streams of income aside with time management?
Um, Again, I always say do things that work best for you. For me, I was looking for more things that I could do from home. Other people, they get their real estate license and their first thought is to go out into the field selling, not knowing that there's also a need on the other end. You have a lot of buyers who need representation as well. You don't have to go out into the field, hustle and bustle trying to sell houses. And it's actually a lot harder because it's so competitive, and when you coming in, you got these real estate agents that they've been in the game for years doing these open houses on the weekends. So they see new meat and they say, okay, now you're about to be doing these open houses on the weekends and you're going to be doing all the work, but you're not always going to see a profit right away doing that. And also, it's not as much of a service to the community being a seller. I mean, it's good money in it, don't get me wrong, but I chose to go the other route and be a buyer's agent. That's my goal. Because you have a lot of people who don't know how to financially prepare for home ownership, who don't read the paperwork or understand the terms, and you don't have someone that represents them and helps them understand the terms and what they're signing on that dotted line. So you always have people who are representing the seller. So that's another passion of mine.
Wow, very phenomenal. I'm glad to hear you doing all this amazing stuff. You can't be coming on here telling people you don't have kids singing. All these guys gonna be in your inbox. Don't blame both sides of the conversation. They gonna be calling, hey, I need a clear bill. Okay, don't be blaming me. Okay, no, but I think it's very important that you highlight, the different avenues for folks to make money. I think we are moving more into entrepreneur state of mind in this country as more and more businesses are laying off folks. As we get to the holidays, things are changing. I think there's a transformation happening when more and more folks are trying to get into entrepreneurship, self-ownership, and things of that nature. What is one of the most important things that you would give advice, now that you're doing multiple businesses? What would be the key thing that you would say for a person that's out there saying, you know what, I want to do this. Maybe this was my passion. I wanted to clean, or I've seen people do this and that. I didn't know that it was lucrative or whatever. What's the most important thing that you would give folks when it comes to business? I'm gonna tell you, I tell Black folks all the time, I come support you, but listen, you need customer service, you need consistency, and you need to be on time. But for you, doing the work you're doing, what does that look like? And what is some recommendation that you could give to folks out there who may be watching, saying, hey, you know what, maybe I want to try this, and maybe I want to do some of this work for your business models. What's the most important takeaway that you could say, being in business, this is what you need to have to be to elevate at the level?
Don't quit your day job, because entrepreneurship is up and down. You have to love what you do, and you also have to prepare financially. So don't think going into it, you're just going to be making money every single day. It don't work like that. One week you might make $100. The next week you might make $5,000. You never know. you know, it's very inconsistent. So don't go in thinking like you're going to immediately be, you know, killing it and making money. You don't quit your day job. You have to be able to have enough reserves and be able to have good money management skills, because you got to prepare for those times when you don't make money, but you still got bills to pay. So that's a number one thing I always tell people is to get their finances in order, make sure that they have money saved, and don't give up on that job. Don't immediately quit your job because you want to start a business.
Wow, that's great advice. Al, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I know I heard you say that you only have one other person that you work with doing the cleaning queens. Are you hiring, and what does that process look like? You know, do you have your workers go out and do cleaning by themselves? Is it a collective thing?
For her, it's she goes out by herself. She covers the area that's in her county, in Solano County. Um, the process for that is, I'm also honest with that. This is not an everyday job. This is an on-call job. So, you know, this week you might have a few days of work and you're gonna make some decent money. Next week I might not need you, you know, because I might have jobs that I could do myself. Um, and I just don't need the help. So that's the process for me. I don't look at her like an employee. I just look at her as like my assistant, my on-call assistant, basically. And it's better for younger people, honestly. I search out people who are probably in school and college and just need to make some extra money or whatever. That's who I look for. And as I continue to grow, I will be needing more people who's available to be on call.
Wow, there you go, the cleaning queen out there. You know, the 49ers winning all their games. I don't know, might have a couple parties. We have to call the cleaning queen to clean up. We're going to make a mess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's party season. Halloween parties, game parties, holidays. It's that season.
So, you know, the other thing I was going to ask, do you do gift packages? Maybe there is a husband out there watching and say, hey, you know what? My wife clean up all the time. I want to call a cleaning queen. Do you have a gift package where you come in and say, hey, you could buy these packages to help out single moms or help out families?
Put me on contract. You put me on contract, I'm gonna come once or twice a month and you get it at a discounted rate. It's easier for me to maintain my schedule like that instead of people just popping up randomly booking. I know for sure I got you on this date this month or 2 dates this month. I also do a lot of giveaways and raffles. So tune in because I give away raffles. I just clean somebody's house for $60. So, you know, I get, you know, just because she entered the raffle and she won. So
Wow, that's what's up. That's cool. I mean, good stuff. You know, I know it's hard work cleaning up these, you know, houses, and, you know, be safe while you're out there doing this work. But lastly, before we get out of here, is there any people you want to give a shout out? Because I don't want them coming on and say, hey, y'all, you know what? The cleaning queen wasn't cleaning before me. I put it on. You want to give any shout outs to any people that help uplift your business or keep you motivated or mentor or whatever? Make sure you shout them out before we let you go today. And then again, community, all of her contact information is there. Check her out, follow her on IG, check out some of the houses she cleaned up, some of the work she's doing. If you need that service, if your wife's been doing good, fellas, and you want to treat her with a house cleaner, call a cleaning queen. Get her a cleaning job for a week or something. But go ahead, holler at the people, shout out the people that you want to give kudos to today.
I like to thank me. I like to thank me for believing in me. No, I'm just playing. Thank you to my clients, honestly, because without y'all, oh my gosh, I don't know where I would be. Nicole with 522, her event space in San Pablo. That's my girl. She's gonna book me every month, and she's like one of my first commercial cleaning jobs. So shout out to her for always shouting me out and always booking me. That's my girl.
Man, that's what's up. Nicole is a sharp sister. Man, we went in there and spilled drink all on the floor too. On a nice hardwood floor. We had a relationship conversation. I was spilling stuff all over. I was pouring stuff all on the floor up in there. I said, call a cleaning queen.
I walked in there one time. I said, "Ooh, these people are disrespectful." These people are disrespectful, but it's okay.
Yeah, you know, she had me on this relationship panel. They was giving me mess. I just walked around pouring stuff on the floor. I said, "That's it. I'm out of here. Y'all want to do the bishop ad? Call the cleaning queen." No, but shout out to Nicole, phenomenal sister, businesswoman. You know, I always give her utmost respect because she's always uplifting other Black women and just women in general, making sure that they're following their dreams and just let them know anything is possible. And she's always leading and demonstrating what's possible. You know, thank you for the work that you're doing, keeping our families clean. Hopefully you can get some contracts with the city. Don't forget to also contract with the city.
That's
A
my
lot of
next
times when
move,
young
government
people,
contracts.
yeah, because sometimes these cities, you know, they do have stuff for elders and folks who are disabled. Sometimes if you get into that city system, they'll hire you to do some of those projects. So don't forget to do that. Community. Thank you all. This has been beautiful. The Cleaning Queen community, go out there. Go ahead and shout out all your social media handles for folks again before we let you go.
My personal is _ she's a CEO _ that right there is I mostly post about my business mentorship. I'm always willing to help somebody else get started. But also a CEO is not just about business, it's a mindset. It's just being in control of your life, period. I just wanted to say that. And Cleaning Queen, of course, and then shapewear, like the waist trainers and things like that. I am the waist trainer lady. Body, the #2 body.llc. No, for real. I used to go to events, Sacramento, everywhere I walked through there. They say, "You the waist trainer lady?" I'm the waist trainer lady. We talk about health, your gut health, weight loss, all of that on there. So
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Hey, we gotta have we gotta bring her back for the relationship show. Oh God, yeah. It's a bunch of people that need some help. It's a bunch of people need your help, sis. It's a bunch of people need your help.
Ooh, I do it all. I'll be back.
And the Cleaning Queen ain't playing. She said she's an entrepreneur. Okay, she got the waist trainer, y'all. She got the plastic wraps too.
I do it all. And not just that, but like you talking about nutrition and health and diet, we all that ties into that. Don't think you can sit up here and eat a whole bacon cheeseburger while you're wearing that waist trainer. It's gonna work. No, you need to change your diet too. I'm just being honest. I went vegetarian. I changed a lot.
All right.
And
She probably sells sea moss and do workout classes too.
I don't sell sea moss, but I know somebody that do. If you need some.
Be careful. She's selling sand to the beach community. I don't know. We got a hustler in here. Watch out. This is our Hidden Gem show. This is what it's all about. Hey, reach out to our supporter, all of our Hidden Gems. For all of you watching, make sure you do your part to support our Black and brown business. As I tell you guys every week, let's make Black Friday every Friday. Let's do our part to make sure that we support our Black businesses. Don't go in there asking for discount. Pay the price like everything else. Support them and uplift them. And when they do an amazing job, shout them out. You know, I think I was telling somebody the other day, one of the problems that we're having with Black entrepreneurship and business is Black folks is always complaining about when things is bad. But we don't do enough to highlight and uplift those Black businesses that do a phenomenal job. When you have a great experience, make sure you're in the chats and make sure you're leaving those good reviews when things are great to help our Black entrepreneurs. Because boy, let me tell you, these Black businesses, they get slammed. This customer service was poor. I had to wait 45 minutes for my meal. We tear a person down for how bad the service is, but we're not going to help them build. But again, make sure you do your part when you do spend your dollars with our people. Make sure that when they do a phenomenal job and they do a great job, uplift them, shout them out, hashtag, tag them, so that other folks know how to connect and support them as well. But Black Friday, every Friday, the Black ecosystem, the brown ecosystem, we're working together. We're making a change. We're changing the narrative. We're going to find a way to support you. I wasn't just making a joke. I'm really going to have my team reach out to you so that we can set up something to help a couple mothers out, especially while we're in this domestic violence month. And as we start approaching the holiday when all of the kids are home from school, and I get it. Sometimes we can't keep the house clean enough when we got kids running around. But maybe both sides of the conversation, we'll make the phone call. We'll bless you. We'll get the Cleaning Queen to come out there. We'll pay for it. We'll cover everything. The Cleaning Queen is coming. She's going to clean you up. Maybe I'll contract you to go back to Nicole because she probably remembering now. Oh, that's right. The bishop poured stuff on. over my floor. She might send me an invoice right now saying, you better pay for my floors. I don't know. We had a good time. But with that being said, thank you for being here. Much success to you. We're going to continue to uplift you. Again, when you're having specials or you running ad for anyone in your business, please reach out to us. Send us the digital flyers to our events at bsotc.org so that we can get them out, help bring other folks to follow you and support your business. That's what we all about. But we will spend our black dollars with you and support you because that's what we do. With that being said, thank you for being here, Cleaning Queen. Teach those queens out there how to clean. Maybe if they clean up, they might keep a man. I don't know. I'm just saying, you got to bring an educational class to the community. Sisters, don't be looking. All the sisters mad me like, you know what, Bishop? They're going to be throwing rocks at me tonight. I don't care. Some of y'all need the cleaning come teach you how to do it. Teach them how to, just do all of this good stuff. I don't know. Put a class together. Teach some of these ladies. Ladies, clean up. You might get a man to stay at the house with you. All right? I don't know. With that being said, thank you for being here tonight. Have a blessed evening. We'll make sure.
Thank you. Good night, y'all.
All right. All right, there y'all have it, the Cleaning Queen. Okay, I'm start walking around people's house. I'll be like, you know what? I got somebody for you. Call the Cleaning Queen. I don't know. And to my housekeeper, if you don't get it together, if you don't clean my baseboards, I'm calling the Cleaning Queen. I don't know. Let me stop. My ladies probably watching, going, John Henry. Oh, you don't like the way I'm cleaning? I'm kicking you off my program. But with that being said, we got to get ready to get out of here, community. This Hidden Gem segment been real. We're getting into the late hours. We got to get out of here. Brother Mark, before we go, The Voice, give the people a word tonight about what's going on, what you heard from the Cleaning Queen and from Bonita the Bumblebee.
Well, I again, as always, the hidden gems are such a pleasure to highlight and showcase. I'm just amazed sometimes at the stories. I think sometimes when we see people who are doing things, we forget that there's a story, there's a person behind what's going on behind the business or the activism. So it's a pleasure as always to see another set of phenomenal hidden gems. I think I'm with you. It's a whole lot of ladies could benefit from some good cleaning lessons and probably some waist trainers and some other stuff, but she's doing a great service in the community. Again, Bonita the Bumblebee, man, I honestly, this is probably one of my personal pet peeves. I love my people, but I just think we are way too juvenile in some of our activities and what we focus on for so long. Everything's been about dancing and playing sports. We need some more serious-minded approaches to owning our educational process and really getting our young people focused on things that are going to be substantial in how they contribute to society overall. So again, it was another phenomenal hidden gems, man. I'm glad to be a part of it.
See, Mark, we start stuff. I got my text messages, my inbox is blown up. They talk about man need to clean too. They coming for me. I'm sorry, ladies. I didn't mean to crucify you the wrong way. I just said the Cleaning Queen is coming, okay? I'll send her to you. See, I'm never going to live this stuff down, Mark. You see what I created there? I can't do anything on the air. My phone is blowing up right now.
You the bishop. You the bishop.
Oh,
you supposed to. You supposed to.
This is crazy. All right. With that being said, Queen Ayo, go ahead and talk to the people.
I'm just glad we have both these wonderful women on to shed some light on both of their businesses. Like I said, I was all inspired by Keena, just talking to her and getting to know everything that she's got her hands into. I too wear multiple hats and do multiple jobs. So I was just like, that is amazing. Everything she has going on, everything she offers the community. And for her to have that gumption, that get up and go, that hustle, I aspire to be just like that, to keep it going, to keep that motivation and wanted to give back to the community. You know what I mean? Like she said, she gives free consultations, free information. It's not about the dollars. It's not all about, the quantity. It's about the quality. So that's why I admire the most. For Miss Tarsha, I really appreciate her. I really appreciate the work that she's doing in the community and wanting to uplift our babies, because at those ages, they are like sponges. And that is the most prime time to influence the way they learn, what they're learning, and to keep them engaged. Like I said, I experienced being totally engaged and wanting to do something to it diminishing because of lack of resources. So for us to be able to shine light on that in hopes that somebody who's watching tonight to get her program and more programs like that into schools and organizations, after school care, getting those events, happening on weekends just to go out and grasp that knowledge is so important. So I commend both of these women on the amazing work that they're doing and hopes to see more of them.
That's great. Ladies, since y'all coming for me, when I come to your house, if I find out your house is not clean, okay, I'm making sure the cleaning queen is gonna be at your door. Y'all should never mess with me. Now I'm coming for you. I'm checking. I'm doing an assessment. I'm coming to look. All right, y'all better be ready. I'm coming to look. The bishop, I'm coming around. I'm checking it out. Mark, we're gonna be calling the cleaning queen. Cleaning queen, you're gonna get a contract with both sides of the conversation. We're gonna make sure these women get this together. All right. With that being said, community, we got to get out of here. I have to give the benediction because it's that time of the day. I don't know. They've been asking me, where you been, Bishop? I'm back. I'm here. I'm in the presence. I'm in the flesh. I will give the benediction to the people. With that being said, community, it's been a great Hidden Gem segment tonight. Tonight, we talked about fundamentals. It's something about the basic things in life that we need. When we talk about STEAM, when we talk about education, tonight, you learn the principle how this queen is taking advantage of information and giving it to our young people. She created Benita the Bumblebee to make sure that our young people are connected and feel appreciated. She gave them an opportunity to see something different, to focus on learning, look at things from a different perspective. When we talk about the advancement of our culture, the advancement of the community, when we talk about the advancement of the workplace, it all starts with STEAM. Everything is transitioning. It is important, families, community organization, and leaders, to make sure that we equip our young people with the tools so that they can advance with the change of time. There's a transformation happening in this country, and it's starting with technology, science, mathematics, and engineering. It is so important that we be a part of that process. Her organization is doing that. She's creating that pathway. Again, we have to be the ones to create the change. No one's coming to save us. We have to do it ourselves. Make sure you get out to her STEM event on the 21st of October. Check it out. We put all the information out there. Get your kids involved. Make sure you go talk to Benita the Bumblebee. Get an assessment. This is the great sting. It's coming. No EpiPens needed. So again, community, let's teach our kids early. Let's encourage them to be a part of the STEAM process. And I'm not talking about the STEAM from the teacup. I'm talking about the advancement of technology information through this learning process. And then we had the cleaning queen. She's here talking about the fundamentals of cleaning, ladies. Make sure that you have your house clean. If you don't know how to make a bed, if you don't know how to clean a stove, reach out to the cleaning queen. She's here. I don't know. Maybe you don't feel like cleaning up this week. Call the cleaning queen. Get your house clean. The fundamental practice of having a palace, of having peace, of having a kingdom. Nothing happens without cleanliness, ladies. Okay? Some of y'all need it. The cleaning queen is there to help you out. Fellas, if your lady not cleaning the house well, reach out to the cleaning queen. Get her in the house soon. Clean up the space. Get rid of all the bacteria, the germs. See? The fundamentals of cleaning. And so many things connected. When things are clean, we feel good. When our neighborhoods are clean, we feel good. The essential part of being clean is the feeling of greatness. I don't know. Somebody out there is going to feel great tonight because the cleaning queen is coming. The both sides of the conversation team will be sending the cleaning queen to somebody's house because somebody needs it. I don't know. We're going to support some families, some single ladies. I don't know. We're going to do this tonight. We're going to strategize to figure out how to get the cleaning queen in your community. Those are the fundamentals. When we talk about the basic things, we talk about the movement of life, it always starts with fundamentals, the basic structures. You can't build anything without the foundation. Young people, learn from the cleaning queen. Learn the techniques. Find out the way that you can make life better and to all of the community. It is always great when things are clean and organized. You feel better. Maybe this weekend, you need to get up with the kids and teach them how to clean up. Maybe this weekend, you can teach the kids how to make their bed? I don't know. Bring the fundamentals in the home. Give everybody a responsibility. Cleanliness is everything. No more messes. The cleaning queen, I don't know, my benediction is messed up tonight. I got to get out of here. It's too much going on. But again, great to have two amazing hidden gems tonight. Tonight, you seen leadership. You seen the possibilities right there. You have a serial entrepreneur. You have an amazing, intentional mind that is advancing our young people in our community. All I can say is, community, you can do it. Be a part of the change. Bring out your greatness. Be intentional. Be the next eventer. Be the next house cleaner. I don't know. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. That's the motto tonight. You can do it. Well, with that being said, community, we have another live segment coming on this Thursday, our Educational Thursday. Brother Sean and Cynthia is coming back again as we continue here to intentionally educate the community. When we talk about financial literacy, when we talk about economics and what's going on, they're going to come on and talk about financial literacy and some things that we need to know in the community as we get ready, as the market is changing, as money is changing, things are changing. Come get some of this education so you can learn how to invest in your economics for your family to leave a legacy so that you can prepare for things in the future. And then this Sunday, we're going to have a real important conversation on gun violence. How do we stop the gun violence in our community? I don't know. I'm going to say some radical stuff this Sunday. I hope you tune in because I'm going radical. I want to stop gun violence in our community. I want to stop the innocent shootings that are happening. So many folks are being struck by stray bullets and things of that nature. I think it's time we teach the people in our community how to use a firearm, the dangers of firearm. I don't know. I think there's an education part that we're missing in this gun violence approach. When we talk about preventing it, I think sometimes we got to do the radical change and really start to educate people about firearms, how to use them. That's just my saying, because I just feel like all the things that we do, we continue to see more and more guns on our street. I don't know. So I'm just saying, let's not run away from the problem. Let's educate the people so that we can have a better understanding, better deal in our community, and maybe some more of our folks will be safe. With that being said, our prayers are going out to all of the folks that are out there in Israel and Palestine. This is tragic for the world. Again, anytime you see, I know Mark announced it earlier, 450 young women and children, no matter what's going on, who's right, who's wrong, when innocent lives are being taken, it's always a tragic thing for us to see and witness. And to all of the folks who are stranded and stuck out there from America and across the world, we just pray that you all get home safe. And we just continue to uplift you all. Again, here home, we got work to do. Continue gun violence happening. Just had two news articles pop up right now. Some shootings, deaths that took place today in Oakland. We got some work to do, community. It's not over. We got to get engaged. We got to talk to our young people. We got to uplift them. I don't know. Maybe it starts with cleaning their bed. I remember listening to a motivational speaker. He said the first thing you do in the morning, make your bed. That's your first win of the day. Maybe if we start teaching the kids to make their bed, they get wins in the beginning of the day. I don't know. Just to start, maybe we need Bonita the Bumblebee to sing a song to them and teach them some STEM. I don't know. We're going to figure it out together. With that being said, we'll see you all this Thursday for our Educational Thursday. We'll be out in the community. There's some amazing, amazing stuff going on. You'll see us at Booker T. Washington. You'll see us at a number of the events this weekend as we continue to do our part to impact the community, change the narrative, uplift the people, and amplify the voices. That's what we do here at both sides of the conversation. Thank you to all the folks that continue to support us, the Dream Keeper Initiative, the Homeless Children Network, Collective Impact, B Magic, YCD, Mo Magic, all of the amazing folks that say, Bishop, we know you're going somewhere. We're behind you, brother. We thank y'all. With that being said, community, have a good night. Thanks for being patient with us tonight. I am back. Nothing stops. I'm here. We go all night. I don't know. Have a good one. I'll see you on Thursday. Be safe out there, community.